Hi everyone, so this video is going to be a review of the TRIA laser hair removal device. Now before I get started on this, I will say yes, I was sent this as a PR sample, but I feel really strongly about letting you know the fact that yes, I was sent this, and that doesn't make any difference because as always you know that my reviews are always honest and that this is something that I would have looked into purchasing myself when I had a bit of spare cash anyway, because let's face it, we'd all love to be hair free forever and never have to deal with the monotonous task of waxing and shaving and epilating and all that lovely stuff. So this is what the laser hair removal device looks like, kind of like a big scary hair dryer in a way. But this costs £349, so it's not really cheap, but it's not really expensive either. It's kind of, I think it's a nice medium ground. It's not thousands of pounds, and if you save for a couple of months then this is doable. But I'd been away and all that kind of thing, so it wasn't on the top of my priority list. But I was really kindly sent this, and I'm super excited to get to review this for you and to try it. Now I have only tried this once. This is why this video is called kind of first impressions, because I wanted to make a video talking about my first impressions of the laser, and then once I've finished the course of treatments I'll talk about the actual results. Now a few things you should know before you purchase this: that it doesn't work for every skin type. So there's a little pamphlet that comes with it that explains it to you, and they also explain on the website, which I will link in the description box for you, that explains the the skin types that can use it. So the two darker ones right where my finger is are not the best skin types to use this. They shouldn't use this because it can damage your skin. So if you've got white, ivory, beige or light brown skin, I think I'm probably between beige to light brown, then you will be safe to use this. Now how this works is it emits laser pulses from the little nozzle right here. The top bit is the little on and off switch, this little green button here, and the screen which indicates what level you're doing. And then down here you have your serial number and the kind of censoring button, which I will talk about in a minute. And then at the back here you have where you charge it from, and then these are just kind of for ventilation, these vents. So how you use this: once you've determined that your skin is the right shade to use this, and it is really important, don't buy it and think, oh, I'll be alright, because the skin sensor down here actually tells you about if your skin is the right shade or not, and if your skin's not the right shade you won't be able to use it because it won't unlock itself. They do come locked when you first buy them to make sure people use them in the correct way, and mine wasn't because it was a PR sample, but you do have to kind of attach it to your skin, and I'll show you how. So you switch it on by pressing this green button right here, and then it comes up with a little locked logo, if you can see right there, that little locked logo, and then the skin sensor down here flashes. So I'm just going to attach it to, say, the inside of my arm like so, and it does that noise, and that means that you're good to go, because it shows you the different settings that you can use it on right here. So if I just keep going up, you'll be able to see. So right now it's on setting number 1, then setting number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Obviously 1 being the weakest setting and 5 being the strongest setting. Now what these settings mean are, A, you can kind of make sure that it's the right kind of pain level for you. Obviously the highest setting, which is number 5, is the most effective, so you'll get the best and the fastest results with that setting. But on certain areas it's a little bit much, and I'll get to the pain and all that kind of thing in a minute. But when you buy this, what should you expect? You shouldn't see a reduction in hair or any difference really within the first 2 weeks, and you should do the treatment once every 2 weeks. Some people it can take them about 6 to 8 months to be completely hair free, some people it can take them a year, but you do want to remember that a lot of this has to do with what setting you use it on and how regular you use it. So try and use it really regularly, literally every 2 weeks. Put it in your diary or something, put it in your iPhone, and make sure that you're using it every 2 weeks to make sure that you're kind of perfect and hair free. So once you've adjusted the settings, so right now it's on setting number 5. Once you've adjusted the settings, I'm going to just show you. I'm going to take it down to number 1 though, because I don't want it to accidentally hurt me or anything. So I'm just going to attach the laser head, and what this does is you don't have to press anything. Upon skin contact, it starts to work. So I'm going to attach it right here to my arm, and it emits the pulse. Now what you can do is you can kind of go like this, or you can glide. I've done it both ways. I like both ways. I think that kind of moving just is a little bit easier for me personally, but it's all down to your personal preference. I'm going to just switch it off. You switch it off by just giving it a long press. And then you are ready to go once you've adjusted the setting. Now I did my legs first, and what I did was I shaved my legs, which is another thing that you want to bear in mind. You can't use any hair removal methods that pull it from the root 6 weeks before you start using this. So no epilating or waxing, which was really difficult for me because I'm an avid epilator. And also, while you're using this, so throughout the 6 to 8 months that you're using this, you can't use any of those hair removal methods. You have to either veet or shave, sorry, not wax. You have to veet or shave, and the shaving bit, I must admit, I'm finding really difficult. I've never really shaved my legs. The only place I ever shave is under my arms, and I'm using this on my legs, my bikini line, and under my arms. Obviously not your entire bikini line, kind of just the sides. So I'm finding it very difficult to shave because I'm just not used to it, and I don't like how it feels. But if it means that I'm going to be kind of smooth forever, then that's okay, and I'm willing to put up with it. But just bear that in mind when you're using it, that you can't use any of those other hair removal methods. So if you're someone that likes to be smooth all the time, it's a little bit of a job to make sure that you're always shaving. So I did my legs first, and I'd written down in here the kind of pain and all that kind of thing. This is my YouTube notebook where I just write down little notes and things, and I'd written down my legs, and it says that I had it on setting 5 and I had a slight prickling hot sensation, and that's exactly what you feel on your legs. It doesn't hurt as such, it just kind of ever so slightly you get that little burny tingly feeling. But again, like I said, it doesn't hurt. By no means is it painful. It's not a painful process whatsoever. Then underarms, I had to take it down to setting number 3 because that did hurt kind of a little bit. Obviously it makes sense, you know, it's like epilating and waxing. Some areas are more sensitive than others. And I had noticed as well that on my legs, if you've got moles anywhere, and I have got moles everywhere, I've got loads of like little tiny freckly ones on my legs. On those areas it did hurt a little bit more, so I think it's probably not the best thing for your moles, but that's kind of alright. So I had it on setting number 3 under my arms, and it did hurt a little bit. You kind of winced in pain a couple of times, but it was very quick under your arms and very easy. And then on my bikini line I had to take it down to setting number 1, which I really didn't want to do because the woman who I spoke to told me that you kind of, the more you have it on setting number 5, the quicker it's going to take and the more results you're going to see. And I think that kind of spurs you on when you start to see kind of little bald patches. You start to kind of feel like it's working. So I will try and keep kind of starting on the higher setting, because it's like anything really. I think once you've done it a couple of times you adjust and it might get better. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the case with this, and that I'll get used to it a little bit more, and on those areas I'll be able to do that. But again, it doesn't really hurt, it's not painful, it's just a slight kind of warm, prickly type of feeling. It's not something that's really unbearable, but it's just not the most pleasant sensation ever. But then again, you know, why would you expect it to be when it's doing that kind of job? So after about 2 months of usage, they say that your hair should be finer. After about 3 months, you'd see a visible reduction, and after 6 to 8 months, no hair, which sounds incredibly promising. And that's why this is kind of an initial thoughts video, because I thought this would be the best way of doing it. And what I'm going to do is, after each session, I'm going to write down in my little notebook everything about how it felt, about when I start to see kind of visible reductions and all that kind of thing. I'm going to write all those down, and then once I've finished the 6-month period, I'm going to make a video discussing the results, because I thought that the kind of initial thoughts was something that a lot of people would be interested in as well anyway. So if any of you have tried this, then definitely let me know what you think let me know what you think as well about at-home laser hair removal in general. I know a lot of people are against it, a lot of people think it's great. Let me know what side of the fence you're on about that. And if you've got any questions or anything like that, make sure you check the description box. I'm going to put all the relevant information and all that kind of thing in the description box for you to go and have a look at. And I hope you found it helpful. And yeah, if you've got anything else you'd like to know, then don't hesitate to leave a comment and I will get back to you. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.